I'm sure every single one of you has made a team once, thought it was going to be awesome, and then it just didn't work. Either because you played bad, or because the team was bad. And you know what? That's fine. It happens to everyone, and there's always something you can learn from it. That's kind of what happened with this team. I ran it at the start of Ultra League Premier Classic, thinking it'd be pretty good, because Crobat, Obstagoon are a pretty good core, and good core breakers for teams I was expecting people to run. And then Gallade is just a decent pivot in this meta, but it didn't really work out the way I expected, but I did learn something from it. So let's just get into the battles, and we'll get right into it. This first game is actually an example of why Crobat can work in this meta for teams like this, because they let an Excavalier and then a Nidoqueen came in, which Crobat is also quite good against, but I have a better answer in Gallade, so I bring it in. I was way too slow though. I wasn't prepared for Nidoqueen switch in, so switch way too slow. I shielded up a move there and ended up being Poison Fang. I really thought that we're going to be sneaky and throw the Earth Power. There's a Poison Fang, and at this point, that actually puts me in a tough spot. Because if they shoot this Leaf Blade, they'll be able to force back switch, which is not ideal because I definitely don't want my Obstagoon against their Escavalier. That's horrible. So that's already mistake number one of the video. Slow switch. I gotta switch faster there, and then I have a better chance. But my opponent actually brings the Escavalier back in, which is crazy. They must be weak to Crobat then. Forget about this, and now we're gonna just try to farm this down. I think I no-shield this? No, I should be shooting. Yeah, I shield. Because I wanna keep my Crobat healthy, and it is an Alola Ninetales, which I now realize, I think this might have been an Open Ultra game. Because this Alola Ninetales is definitely XL. Oh, this is actually an Open Ultra game. That's fine. I'll leave it in. This could have been... okay, this could have been a Premier Classic game. If they had another Charmer in the back, that was definitely a Premier Classic-esque team. Could have been one. Could have been one. It's fine. GG. Next up, an Alolan Muk lead. Definitely not ideal. It's not too bad of a matchup, as these air slashes do add up, especially if I start Poison Fanging. But I definitely gotta go shield down here to have any chance, which is not ideal. But I do it. I use a shield on the Dark Pulse, knowing that it's definitely gonna be a Dark Pulse. Then I'm gonna go for the Poison Fang, really hoping to get a shield, but that's never gonna happen since Shadow Ball doesn't do that much. But I think I should be able to get to the Shadow Ball here, just barely before them. Yeah, I do get there, and this will knock out the Alola Muk. But now I'm a shield down, which is definitely not ideal. But I do have a healthy-ish Crobat. They bring in the Swampert, and here I make a mistake. I switch into my Gallade like way too late, making them, letting them get to a bunch of energy. But on the other hand, they would have just thrown a Hydro into my bat. I think I should have let them throw a Hydro into my bat though. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have just let them throw a Hydro into my bat to take me out, because I wouldn't have gotten that much extra energy. And then I bring in my Gallade later, so I can safely bring it into the Swampert. Gallade versus Swampert still isn't ideal, but at least the confusion damage does a lot there. And I don't get my Gallade locked into a Trevenant. Instead, I could have had my Obstagoon against a Trevenant, which would have been quite nice. I have it against a Trevenant right now, but this isn't great because I couldn't farm it down. They bring in the Swampert now. I was really hoping to farm down the Trevenant, get to a Poison Fang versus the Swampert. But at this point, the game is just over, since I need like 4 Night Slashes to knock him out at that point. And they're gonna reach 2 Hydros before I can get there. So GG. Another game which I could have played a little better. Alright, here I have a Snorlax lead, which is a neutral matchup for Crobat. But with Snorlax, there's always like 2 hard answers to Obstagoon. So I kind of don't want to stay in here, because I want to save my Crobat for the hard answers to Obstagoon. So I'm actually gonna switch into Gallade, which is a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup for Gallade. So it's actually a dumb switch, but I was really hoping they'd switch out, bring in maybe like a Flyer, which often comes with Snorlax, but no, they're actually staying in. I'm gonna throw the Leaf Blade, expecting a shield, but oh, they're actually gonna no-shield this, which is so bad for me. It makes this even worse. I'm not gonna double shield, and at this point, it's just like I get switch. I do get switch, which is nice, but it's not really gonna matter. They bring in a Dragonite. I'm gonna go for the close combat, kind of hoping they no-shield this, because I kind of need this damage. And they do, which is nice. But at this point, this is very, very rough. They're gonna have a good answer to Obstagoon in the back. So, this, but maybe not. Maybe it's Trevenant. In that case, I'm still losing. They even have Outrage, which just, wow. Every single Dragonite on the universe runs Superpower these days, except for this one. Actually ends up being a Swampert in the back. I should not have taken the risk in the lead there. I should have just stayed in Crobat in the lead, just played out that matchup, and then pray there's not much answer to Obstagoon and Galite in the back. Turns out that would have been a much better play, as well. Dragonite is fine versus Obstagoon, but Galite has a lot of play there, and Obstagoon is fine versus Swampert. So I would have had a lot more chance to win that game if I were to stay in my Crobat. Crobat into Shadow Dragonite. This is kind of neutral. Dragonite generally wins it because we get to the moves at the same pace, but they're going to win the CMB tie. And I'm not going to knock them out in 8 air slashes before they get to the second Dragon Claw. So generally I lose this. I do get a shield on my first Poison Fang, which is ideal at this point. I'm just going to take that shield advantage, let my Crobat go down. Actually, don't even let it go down. I just instant switch my Galite since I didn't want them to get more energy. Hindsight, maybe a bad play. Since I could have maybe farmed them down with Galite. Yeah, in hindsight, that's what I should have done. Wow, I'm discovering a lot more mistakes I made. Yeah, and it's an Escavalier in the back. This is what I realized. All Dragonites come with an Obstagoon in the back, and with an Escavalier in the back, and I really need to save my Crobat for it. But I didn't do it, so yeah, this is game over, GG's. Next up, we have a regular Dragonite lead, just like the Shadow. This is kind of fine for Crobat. Pretty even. It's actually very similar. The regular Dragonite should still win. I kind of know it's going to be Escavalier in the back. I hope I save my Crobat, right? Yeah, we're going to Poison Fang once, and then I think I switch into Galite. Oh, no, this is this battle. I do switch, and they bring in an Empoleon. We simultaneous swapped. I could have had my Obstagoon against this thing. And I already see the Escavalier coming in the back as well. This is not looking too good. I go straight for the close combat there. Hoping they no-shield, but they end up shooting. And now I actually overtap. Oh my goodness. And I still go for the Leaf Blade. I was actually lucky to get to this move here, but I even had a close combat, so... It's just bad. I could have thrown a close combat. They shoot anyway, though, so... it's fine. Bring in the Obstagoon now. Gotta take the move. I'm just going to farm all the way down. I just need energy on this thing now in order to be able to take out the Escavalier in the back, hopefully. But, you know, this is Ultra League. Moves do no damage. But if I get a boost, I might be fine. Let's see. I've already taken so much damage, though. Yeah, it is the Escavalier in the back. I started going for Night Slashes here, but they do nothing. I'm speeding this up because it's... I don't want to see this again. Yeah, and the Dragonite's just going to farm me down. So, game over. Game over. I don't think I could have played that game much better. It's just unfortunate that we had a simultaneous switch there, and I wasn't able to bring in my Obstagoon versus the Empoleon. If I would have not done that swap, like, I would have been able to get Obstagoon into Empoleon. However, I still think the swap was fine, since I need to save my Crobat for the Escavalier, so it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Another Dragonite lead. This time Shadow, well, we've seen how this goes. This time, I'm actually gonna instant switch. I really hope they just bring out their counter. Alright? I really, really hope. I want to save my Crobat. I am done with getting my Obstagoon on those Escavaliers. I really just hope they bring out their Escavalier right now. I'm going to go for the close combat. Not expecting them to shield, but they do shield it. Oh, I could have just gone 2 Leaf Blades. I should have just gone 2 Leaf Blades, really. But it seems so obvious. And now they're going to get to another Dragon Claw as well. Man. All the bad luck today. Crobat almost dead now. Bringing a Walrein, which is... Oh my goodness. That's really bad. Gonna go for the Poison Fang. Bring in my Obstagoon. And yeah, again, there's an Escavalier on my Obstagoon. No matter what I do, I cannot manage to get my Crobat allied to the Escavalier. And I dropped like... 70 points after this 05. So yeah, looking back at these battles, there's definitely some I could have won. Made some big misplays here and there, but that's fine. We learned from those. And also learned that this team is probably not optimal. All the Dragonites we saw just made it quite tough. For next time I play the Ultra League Premier Classic, I'm gonna bring some better Dragonite answers for sure. Which I actually did in the next set after this. I got a 5-0. Instantly. That will be the next video, so if you want to see that, subscribe. See you in the next one, everyone.